Good morning!
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to TREKFAST. I'm Michael.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Ben.
Today we have special guest, Ben. Today is a very special day. We went to a great diner.
Yeah.
Everyone show off what they got from the diner today. What was the diner's name again?
The Gateway Diner.
The Gateway Cafe.
But
Gateway Cafe.
But it looks like a little country, kind of like diner-y.
Very
thing.
homey.
Yeah.
Very warm. Fireplace.
Ah, yes.
Ben, why don't you go first? Just lift up your sandwich. Yeah.
I have a ham, egg, and cheese on sourdough sandwich.
Now tell them what you removed from the sandwich.
It came with lettuce and tomato for some reason, which I wouldn't eat on any sandwich. So it's gone.
A bold choice for a breakfast sandwich. An interesting choice by the Gateway Cafe, but not one that Ben appreciated.
Thanks, Gateway.
Now, I got the cheesesteak skillet, but we got it to take out, obviously, because we need to watch Star Trek, but so it kind of looks weird without the skillet part. So just imagine all of this white foam as black iron with heat rising from it. And then, then it's a little more appropriate.
Instead of...
I took the meal out of the element, and...
Yes, the meal relies all on the skillet. Actually, no, I've had the skillet before and it's delicious, but it is funny that they're just like, they look at the skillet and they look at the to-go and they're just like,
yeah.
It's very funny to me.
Ooh.
But yeah, I have a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant, because croissant is great in the morning. And these are the potato, fried potato pancakes. I've gotten them before at this cafe.
Delicious.
They're amazing. They're very crispy. They're seasoned perfectly and they're fried. Oh man, they're perfect. I'm sorry.
You got your sriracha.
And of course, well, as our viewers know, my addiction to sriracha. So it'll go on everything, and especially my breakfast.
All right. Today we are on Season 3, Episode 17. That Which Survives. Now, Ben, you told us earlier you've never seen a full episode of Star
That's
Trek, the
true.
original series.
I love Star Trek, and I've seen all of Next Generation multiple times, but I've never seen a full episode of the original series, so I'm very excited.
So hopefully this is a good one that you can enjoy. Yeah. Let's just get started and eat this.
Sounds great.
eat this
Let's
food.
do it. I'm hungry.
What are you going to do with that lettuce and tomato?
I'm going to just, feed it to the birds outside, I guess.
That's very nice of you.
Well, there's some birds that are going to be enjoying the Gateway Cafe, too. Let's see. Maybe they'll like Star Trek, those birds.
That's funny. You've seen all of Next Gen.
Yeah,
I've
all
said
of
multiple
Next Gen.
times.
I haven't seen any of Next Gen. I was like, if I'm going to start Star Trek, I must start it again.
No.
A ghost planet. I suggest no supernatural explanation, Captain. I merely point out that the facts do not fit any known categories of planets. You must take the
Why is
facts
it
one
not
by
so?
one.
Why?
Explain something. Undoubtedly. The age of this planet would seem to be only a few thousand years. It would be impossible.
Slinger, the remnants of
Its size is approximately
Where do you
remarkable and beautiful. Beauty is transitory, Doctor. However, she was evidently highly intelligent. Courage Enterprise 5 to beam up. I don't agree with you, Mr. Spock. Indeed, Captain. Beauty survives.
Gross. What an awful man.
How many times do you think they had to shoot that? And they were like, okay, could you say it a little sooner? Could you say it a little sooner? Can we just do it again? Beauty!
And he never did.
Survive.
They just couldn't get him to say it any sooner. Wow. So that's what Star Trek is, huh?
Yeah.
That was...
What an episode.
That was a great episode.
It was very fun.
That was a really fun time.
Alright.
And I'm glad it was one of your first...
Yeah, Ben's first full episode of Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah, that was quite an experience.
Ben, why don't you catch up our audience and give them a recap of the episode?
Alright, so the recap of the episode is, boy, at the very beginning, they're flying through space, They're about to do a geological survey, so we meet a red shirt. So that's one guy you know is going to die because you've never seen him before. So then he and Kirk and Bones, which I guess is what you call a doctor, and Sulu. Did I say Sulu already? They all go down on the planet, which is awesome because everybody loves Sulu.
Yeah.
He doesn't get as much screen time as he should, as I'm being told. Then the person who transports them down to the planet gets attacked by this lady in this weird purple midriff exposing outfit and dies, and then the ship gets sent 1,000 light years away. And then they're on the ground and they think, boy, the ship got exploded, and that's it, pretty much. They wander around and they try and fight that lady.
Yeah, the lady's kind of like slowly killing them all off, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Good recap, Ben.
I don't want to give away the ending.
No, of course. Yeah.
So now we're going to go around and give our reviews. We'll save you for last, Ben. So I'll go
You can go first.
First of all, like Ben said, Sulu got to go on the planet. He went on the away team.
It's awesome.
It was awesome. So the Sulu meter is definitely going up. There's lots of Sulu. My favorite Sulu moment had to have been when the lady who was killing them all was trying to kill Kirk. So Sulu and McCoy were standing in front of her because once she like targets someone, she can only kill that person. But instead of like holding her back with her hands, Sulu like puffed out his chest and just kind of like shimmied in front of her and used his just like his broad chest to repel her, and it was glorious.
Yeah,
it was a glorious moment, and I loved it. There was a lot of great sets in this episode. There was a really cool moment when they first arrived on the planet when the mountain was shaking.
The whole
and
planet.
Yeah,
crazy.
that was
great.
really awesome. I really liked that. I think
Such great special effects this episode.
Yeah, that whole mountain was really incredible because it was like parts. It was like moving parts of the mountain.
So cool.
and the lady
amazing.
kept like
Lady kept
teleporting
disappearing.
in bizarre
Disappearing.
ways around. It was a cool episode. I liked it. I'm gonna give it lots of Sulus. That really made me so happy that he was finally in this episode. But then it was funny because he said he didn't want to be there. He was like, I'd rather be on the Enterprise. He said so. It was like we were like, finally, he's here, and he's like,
I'd rather be on the Enterprise.
I don't mean to interrupt, but he had an amazing he had an amazing episode. He encountered the woman and he fought her and he almost died. It was pretty scary. But that was my favorite part. My favorite Sulu part is when they discover the cave. And he's like, frankly, I want to get the hell out of here. I'm done with this place. He's like, I'll take the Enterprise any day. It was incredible.
I'm gonna give this episode 4 out of 5 cheesesteak skillets. I forgot to mention, I also got this cranberry apple raspberry juice that was very delicious. Oh, and I'm gonna give what was the cafe called again?
Gateway Cafe.
The Gateway Cafe. I'm gonna also, you know what? I'm gonna also give the Gateway Cafe 4 out of 5 dilithium crystals.
Yeah, that's a good review.
Corey?
I really liked this episode. A couple things though stood out. Just from straight into the episode, Spock was just a dick the entire time. He was just really short-tempered and very mean, which is, I feel like, we've seen him sing like a bard, so it's just like, it's just kind of silly that he can be, I mean, he's, I don't know, he was just kind of very short, and it was funny. There was a lot of there was a lot of Spock just snaps. He was just like...
Yeah, he seemed a little ruder than normal. He seemed, like, agitated. I don't know if there's a different writer in this episode and they were trying something new with Spock, but I don't know.
They're like, what's funny? When he's mean to everyone and when he doesn't like to hear what anyone has to say. That's fun, right?
Our estimated time of arrival is 11 1/2 solar hours.
11.337 hours, Lieutenant. I wish you would be more precise. That is obvious, Mr. Scott. I suggest you avoid emotionalism and simply keep your instruments correct. Spock out.
So was that something you liked or didn't like?
That was something I noticed, but definitely didn't like, because I feel like,
That's
it's
a
more
good
logical
point.
to just,
Yeah.
sit and, it was just like, he just said it was like, he was saying how unnecessary some of the things that they were saying, but it was even more unnecessary to be like, you're unnecessary.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
That's a good point.
Anyways, but yeah, amazing Sulu episode, but I already mentioned that. And yeah, Kirk did some hilarious things in this episode. He noticed a lot of things. He noticed that there was going to be a door to a cave.
Door.
He just kind of was like, I know. And when they first encounter the woman, which I forget her name, but
Llewellyn.
yeah, it was
Lowy.
Luwinda. I
We
think it
didn't
was
find it out at the very end, right?
Yeah.
Luyu.
Yeah. She was like, I must touch Sulu. She can only like harm someone by saying that. And Kirk gets in the way, and he notices that, and he just gives her like this little like this little like push away, like go away.
It was like child.
It was like no.
It was
Martial
like
arts.
almost judo.
Yeah.
And when they discovered the cave, there's like a kind of like a down shot of Kirk, and he's like, the cave. He looked way drunk. Even though he just looked, his hair was like, and he's like, the life. So like, he's like the source of food. It was just like, so that was but I will say, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Croissant, bacon, and egg sandwiches, because it was just like a computer, and the woman was like, we're all dead, and, sorry. I don't know, it was just weird.
Corey, and how many dilithium crystals do you give the Gateway Cafe?
I'm going to give them a 4 as well.
Oh, we gave them the exact same score, both the cafe and the episode. Let's see if Ben agrees.
Well, so yeah, this was I've never seen an episode of the original series before,
So you
but
have a unique perspective, yeah.
I thought this was interesting. Corey mentioned that Kirk seemed drunk, and it seemed like everyone was constantly just drunk, especially Scott.
Oh, it was the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different time. Compared to my Next Gen experience, I felt that the science was actually really strong. They said a lot of things. Some things were not so good, like the disruption was bad, but
like cells exploding from the inside out.
yeah, they did the classic reverse polarity.
Mm.
That was the solution. Also, they went warp 14, which is crazy. It's very, very fast. This was a really entertaining episode, full of holes. At warp 10, it should have taken them 100 years to get 1,000 light years, and they made it in 15 minutes. So there's all that. But lots of people said a lot of weird things. Spock was an asshole captain, so it was definitely entertaining. So I'm going to give this episode 3 egg, ham, and cheese with lettuce and tomato on the side sandwiches. And I'll give the Gateway
lettuce and tomato to the birds.
to the birds. It's for the birds. And I'll give the Gateway Cafe 4 dilithium crystals out of 5 dilithium crystals, because it was a really nice place, and
But they don't have enough commas in their menu.
They don't have enough commas in their menu. So I have to tell this story. I ordered my sandwich, and I thought the special thing about it was that it came with bacon and also ham or sausage, and I was like, that sounds great. I have bacon and ham and just have a silly pork sandwich. And so the menu said bacon, sausage, or ham, but there was not a comma between the bacon and sausage. So to me it said bacon and sausage or ham. So I'll give it 3 of those out of 5. And for the Gateway, I'll give it 4 out of 5 dilithium crystals, because we should eat there and not here at some point. Bring Star Trek with us to the restaurant.
That would be amazing.
That'd be cool. We put it on all the TVs,
Yeah.
made everyone there watch it.
Go around and get some quotes from them.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, of
Great.
course. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
coming.
coming, Ben.
Oh, and also, fun fact, this television used to be Ben's.
Thanks, Brielle.
So that's some good TREKFAST trivia for you. All right. So long, everyone. Goodbye. Thanks again, Ben.
Oh. Live long and prosper.